What's up, Mystics, and welcome back to my channel. I'm B, and this is going to be the February 18th through the 24th reading for fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So I normally don't do these weekly readings, but I was bored. I had some free time, so I decided to jump in and give y'all a quick little reading. And it's going to be a group reading for the energy for the overall fire signs. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Support the channel. If you would like to book a reading, all of the information will be down in the description box. And make sure you follow me over on Instagram at Mystic by Nature. So I meditated for you all, fire signs, and there was a message coming through of hope, and to have faith and to not give up. And I also heard the song Loving You by Minnie Riperton. I have no idea what that means, but that song played throughout like the whole meditation. So obviously there's something that spirit is urging you all not to give up on. Maybe it's a relationship, which is why that song was playing, but let's see what the overall energy is for you all. Aries, Leo, Sag. Justice. Okay. So justice is the card of, well, one is the card of taking responsibility. It's the card of acknowledging when you've done something wrong and where you can change things at. It's also the card of fairness, the card of weighing out the pros and the cons and making sure that you're being fair and making sure that you're being just. As in justice. So for some of you all, there's definitely a scales trying to be balanced here in some of your relationships or within yourself. Maybe you've been giving a lot of yourself to other people, and now you're starting to realize that you need to kind of give some of that energy back to yourself. I feel like as a collective, that's been the kind of overall message that's been coming through. Spirit has been really urging all of us as a collective to rest and to make sure that we're prioritizing ourselves, because when we don't do that, we don't have anything to give to other people, whether we want to give it to them or not. We're not able to when we're not replenishing ourselves. So this justice card to me is just kind of screaming fairness and making sure that the scales are balanced in the relationship. And also, like I said, taking accountability for the things that you might have done to contribute to whatever friction or tension might be present. So Aries, justice and Two of Swords. Okay, so Aries, I feel like some of you all are making a decision about something, trying to be fair though. And I also feel like some of you all could be kind of, it's interesting. I feel like some of you all are very clear that a decision needs to be made and you're doing your best to be fair, right? If this is in a relationship, I feel like some of you all could be going through a divorce and you're trying your best to be fair in what you all split down the line. The Justice card does kind of allude to that sometimes. If you all are not going through a divorce, but it's still about a relationship, I feel like you all are definitely just being very upfront and honest about the fact that something needs to change and that these scales need to get balanced. And it's about being able to make a decision that is based on, not your heart, but more so your mind and your overall well-being. For others of you, I feel like there is a need to, kind of like turn a blind eye to what's going on. I feel like some of you all know that a decision needs to be made, but you are not ready to acknowledge that. So that's where this justice card comes in. It's urging you to open your eyes and be able to take accountability for the fact that something needs to be done. Something needs to be changed here. And it's not going to happen just poof out of the air. You have to actually put in some work to change it. So for some of you all, some of you Aries, there's definitely this energy of just kind of being at peace with just not knowing, like, having the Two Swords, having your eyes closed and just kind of being like, you know what? I know that I'm gonna eventually have to drop one of these swords, but until then, I'm just going to sit here like nothing's happening. That's definitely the message that's coming through. But again, this justice card is here, which means that spirit is urging you to have faith that you can make the decision that is going to be best for you. And the thing is, I heard a week ago that there is no bad decision. There are just certain repercussions or certain things that will happen and unfold based off decisions that you make. So it's important for you, Aries, to take accountability for whatever is going on and to understand that sitting in this space is cool for a while, but eventually you're going to have to drop one of those swords if you want to move on to the next place. Leo. Okay, so we have the Six of Swords in reverse along with the Justice card. So I feel like some of you all could have been in a situation, a relationship that probably wasn't going well, and you've realized now that it is time for you to move forward to the next step, but there's a part of you that is still stagnant and still trying to make it work. Still trying to figure out, well, how can I balance the scales? How can I make this work for my well-being? And Leo, I kind of have to tell you that yes, you should have faith that things are going to work out, but you also need to understand that it takes two people in order for a relationship to work. It's not just about what changes you make. It's not just about what you want. It's about you all working together as a team to make something happen. So for some of you Leos, if there's a relationship that wasn't going right, you're ready to move on, but you're scared to move on. And so you're trying your hardest to just make it work with what you have. But I think you need to shift your perspective, and you need to be open to still moving on and going on to this next step. But with a new attitude, like don't look down on this transitionary period as such a bad thing. It's an opportunity for you all to get a new start. It's an opportunity for you all to work together as a team and make these scales balance. It's not just about you, Leo. This has to be done on both parts. Some of you all could be dealing with a Libra, which is where this Justice card could be coming from. But yeah, it's about group effort. It's about teamwork, Leo. So whatever is going on, whether it's a relationship, a friendship, something is going on with some of you Leos out there where you're trying to even the scales and, fix everything, but it's preventing you from moving forward in the way that you should be. You're still being stagnant. You're still being stuck in the space that you're in. And if anything, you're making it harder on yourself because you're trying to fix everything on your own. So you need to just kind of be okay with going through this transitionary period, because there's so much that you can learn. And I feel like once you allow yourself to go through that process, that other person, it'll show you whether or not that other person is willing to meet you halfway, if they're willing to play fair. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it by yourself. It takes two people. Sagittarius. Okay, so we have the High Priestess in reverse. So, Sag, you all are not trusting your intuition. There's definitely something going on that you all know you're not being treated fairly, but you're not ready to trust your judgment on that. Kind of like Aries, you're kind of just sitting in that space of like, oh, well, I know this is not right, and I know this is not how it should be, but I'm just going to turn a blind eye. So Spirit is really asking you all to get to the root of the matter, to get to the subconscious, to get to the heart of it all, so that you can really figure out why it is that this situation is happening and how you're allowing it to unfold by continuing to be blindsided. You know what I'm saying? Like intentionally. So Sagittarius, open up your mind, listen to your intuition, pay attention to what's going on around you. Another part of the Justice card is being fair to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody is mistreating you, or if something is going wrong in your life, you need to open up your eyes and be okay with acknowledging it for what it is, and then being able to make a change. But if you continue to play this role of not knowing what's going on, you're never going to change anything. So let's go ahead and clarify this. Let's see. Aries. Okay. Leo. And Sag. Let's see. Aries. Making new friends. Okay. So this is interesting. We have the Two of Swords, Justice, and making friends. So I feel like some of you all could be leaving a relationship and you'll meet somebody new. Again, like I feel like some of you all, the ones who are very clear on what decision needs to be made, I feel like you all will make the decision, you'll move on, and you're going to start prioritizing your happiness and being fair to yourself, and you'll possibly meet someone new, and kick off some type of relationship with them. I also feel like this card is also kind of giving me the vibe of the ones out there, the Aries that are not able to make a decision or are kind of sitting in that blind space with the blindfold over their eyes. I feel like you're going to meet some people who are kind of going to teach you some things that you need to know in order for you to finally open up your eyes and make the decision. I feel like you're going to meet someone or make a connection with someone who's going to just give you that push that you need to like make that decision so that you can have the peace that you truly want, you know? Leo, make music. Okay, so we talked about with you, Leo, being in that space of trying to transition forward, but kind of taking on all of the responsibility as opposed to allowing yourself to go through the transition, see if that person meets you halfway, and then being able to determine whether you can really have something with them. So make music. This card to me, I don't always take it to mean literally make music. I sometimes take it to mean allowing yourself to create in some way, shape, or form. So you, Leo, I feel like Spirit is urging you to keep your faith by keeping yourself busy, by creating, by putting yourself in a space where you are allowing yourself to let out your emotions in a very creative way, because then that will allow this transitionary period to be a lot easier. You won't be so like opposed to it, because you'll really be allowing yourself to kind of go through it and pour all your emotions out in a very creative way. So I feel like it'll work in your best benefit, Leo, if you do allow yourself to go through this process, that you find some creative outlet, whether it's making music, writing, drawing, whatever it is. You will get to the space that you want to be eventually, but you do have to go through this hard time, this hard space. And the best way to go through that is to always have something that is healthy and positive, that takes your mind off of things. And I think that's where the creative outlet will come in. Sagittarius, family harmony. Okay, so again, Sagittarius, this message is very clear to me, kind of saying that, there has been some confusion or dysfunction going on in your life, and you've been kind of turning a blind eye to it. That it's wrong, that it's not working for your highest good, but instead of you prioritizing yourself and holding yourself accountable for the fact that you've allowed these things to continue to happen, you've just been kind of like, closing your eyes to it all and just acting like you don't know what's going on. So the family harmony card is just kind of saying that you need to get in a space where you're able to address the situation for what it is. You need to trust your intuition, and you need to understand that you have the right to prioritize yourself. And if people are mistreating you, or if people are not prioritizing you to the same degree that you will prioritize them, you have the right to communicate that and express how you feel about that. This card is about being fair. The Justice card is about being fair to not only yourself, but to others. So if people are not treating you with that same fairness and love and support that you give out, then it's up to you, Sagittarius, to be able to look at the situation for what it is, and to understand that at the end of it all, you have to think of yourself higher than that. You have to want more for yourself than that. So this family harmony card is just really telling me and urging me to tell you that you can address this in a way that will eventually work out, but you can't continue to play this backseat role of not knowing what's going on. You need to address it head up, and you need to say what it is and have a conversation about it so that you all can work on it. All right, fire signs, I hope that those messages resonated with you all. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you would like to follow me on Instagram, it's at Mystic by Nature. And I'm also on Twitter at Mystic by Nature _. If you would like to book a reading, all of the information will be down in the description box. And until next time, I'm out.